Hi, it's Bernardo Moya. I'm the founder of The Best You. I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of The Best You. The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Why? Because everyone wants to become the best version of themselves. The well-being industry is massive, but there isn't a place where you could connect with everyone, a place where speakers, authors, leaders could share their expertise, and a place where people that are looking, seeking, interested in finding that knowledge for them to connect. So The Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. And what we have is we have a variety of products and services. Our first thing is the Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Additionally to that, because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. Additionally to that, the Best You magazine with interviews with world leaders and experts on any and every subject related to personal professional growth. And one of the most exciting projects that we're involved in now is the Best You Legacy Clubs. This will become the biggest, largest network for people in personal professional growth. The Best You is now the fastest growing personal development platform on the planet. And the reason being is because we literally cater for anyone and everyone's needs in the well-being industry. Look, the difference between this event and any other event that you've seen out there is that the Best You has a very clear purpose. Our purpose is to help individuals find ultimately what they're here for, what their legacy is going to be. But we only really work with like-minded individuals. We work with people that believe in the same kind of values that we have. And that is that personal and professional growth is about helping others, not only helping yourself, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of that. There's all these events which are literally sales fest. We're not that. If that's what you're looking for, you need to go elsewhere. But if you're interested in working with a brand that has a phenomenal reputation, that is only working with the best, I hope you join us, because this is it.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
One of the things I frequently say is that we don't think about what we're thinking about. And not only we're not thinking about what we're thinking about, we just have really terrible thoughts. A lot of people just have this terrible internal dialogue, which all they're doing is just being detrimental to themselves. They're saying terrible things to themselves. So the first thing you need to be is you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your thoughts. You need to be able to think what you're thinking about and making sure that what you're thinking about are things that are going to help you, empower you. And that's what I say normally, is that the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. If you ask yourself empowering questions, unconsciously you're going to start finding ways in where you can find a solution to that, to go where you want to go. And one of the things I really find interesting and fascinating, that there's so many people that think, but then they think small. Oh my God, why would you? If you're going to think big. It's free. Think big.
Are you sick and tired of struggling to get your career to where you want it to be? Working with the right coach can be a life-changing experience, and Bernardo Moya is changing lives all over the world. Learn how to create revenue streams, attract higher qualified clients consistently, market your brand, and promote your business to a global audience. Bernardo is one of the biggest names in the world of personal development. He is an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, and a founder and chief inspirational officer of the Best You Corporation. So fast-track your career now.
Hey, welcome. It's Bernardo Moya, founder of The Best You. I'm very excited, delighted to have you back here at another virtual expo. Well, listen, a couple of years ago, we ran our last expo in London. We had around 14,000 people. Then we decided to get over to the US to start running some big events over there. And the first one was in LA, and then after that in Dallas. And then, hey, well, I think you all know what's happened, COVID. And well, it's a new reality for all of us. Since then, well, we've ran our virtual expo in LA. We did that in March, and then we did one in October. And the virtual expo in October, well, that was the one that we did in Dallas. And here we are now in 2021. We're running our first virtual expo in Miami. It's a bilingual expo. We've got lots of Spanish speakers, lots of influencers, and we've got a phenomenal lineup as always. So here we are. And then next February, we're going to be back virtually in London to where it all started, well, roughly around 6 years ago. So in that time, thousands of speakers, more than 70,000 people have attended. And look, in the old days, there was only a number of promoters that used to run events. And now anyone with a Zoom account, anyone with a Facebook account, well, literally is running events now. So it's a very overpopulated world, the virtual one right now. So one of the things that we started doing was obviously streaming our content, streaming the expo through the Best You TV. And this show in particular, all the main stage talks, everything you're seeing here is being streamed live on the Best You TV. So it's our third expo where it's streamed to TV. And well, listen, we hope we're getting better. We're getting more and more viewers every year. We're getting more and more viewers every month. And this is a future. The future's here to stay. I believe when we ask me what's the future of live events, I think, well, pretty much it's going to be on demand. So we're very excited to bring you quality talks from quality speakers that are presented professionally. That's the difference. And we continue to do what not a lot of other people have done, which is bringing you the best, because, hey, we are the best you. So I'm very excited about what we've got lined up for you for the whole 3 days. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers. I can't name them all, but I will. And I'm going to go through every single speaker that we're literally going to be having here, sharing some amazing expertise. But I want to thank all of them. I want to thank all the speakers. I want to thank, obviously, my team. And I want to thank everyone that's helped us get here. And I've got a great lineup of hosts that are going to help me throughout the 3 days. And I'm going to be bringing them in a minute. But at the moment, what I would like to do is I'd like to kind of make you aware of something that we're doing different. What we're doing different this time is we're actually making sure that we're giving a lot of value away. Now, look, it's not only that we bring you phenomenal speakers, inspirational speakers that share with you, cutting edge ideas, which are thought-provoking and inspiring and helpful. But apart from that, they are giving you the opportunity to win, to be able to coach by them, to be able to work with them. So all of them have been extremely generous. And in this expo in particular, we're giving over $100,000. We've got $100,000 giveaway that we're giving throughout the 3 days. So all you've got to do is, first of all, is register. Second is show up. So, and then if you register and show up, then there's a good chance that you could win, because we're giving thousands of products away. Now, I'm going to list, I've got a list of some of the products that we're giving, because I can't list them all, but I'm going to give you some of the highlights of some of the products that we're actually giving. So, for example, Seymour Johnson and Christina Pujol, they're giving us a $6,000 coaching package, which is phenomenal. We've got Dr. Fabrizio Mancini. He's giving us a one-to-one coaching for 1 month. He's actually giving us two, one for Spanish and one for English, and that's valued at $5,000. We've got with Lisa Nichols, you could have a Motivating the Masses. This is one-to-one coaching, 1 month, Abundant Life, Ignite Your Speaking and Writing. Oh my God, Lisa Nichols. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's going to win that, because I might take that for myself. No, I'm joking. This is an opportunity for you. Now, what you do have to do is obviously show up to their talk. Apart from that, Darren Winters, who's also speaking, he's going to be giving a 4,997, a VIP stock market and Forex online training. That's what Darren Winters is giving us. We're giving an Expand Your Brand. We've got the Expand Your Brand package, which is valued at $5,000. That literally is you being able to be on the Best You magazine, for you to be able to speak at the Best You Expo, for us to do some posts and social media for you. That's the Expand Your Brand, Rise to the Top online course, my online course. I'm giving 3 of those valued at $5,000. We've got Vicky Shattini giving a bulletproof rap workshop. We've got the Global Summit and Coaching Program. $3,500. That's Crystal Richardson, one of our hosts, who's giving that away. Doria Cordova, she's giving Money and You 2-hour one-to-one consultation on how to build your economic engine, valued at $2,600. We've got a John Shin 190-minute branding session, $2,500. John Shin is speaking today. He's the author of the Think and Grow Rich for Asians, and he's also the producer of the Think and Grow Rich, the movie, which we're showing today. And then apart from that, well, we have the opportunity to give you, Jen Beck is giving you something, a 6-week Restore Your Gut Health program. We take care of everything here for you, $2,000. David Fagan, who's a co-host of mine as well, he's giving you a Publishing Genius course valued at $2,000. We've got Dr. Faye giving a 1-hour life coaching valued at $2,000. And the list goes on. Ken Honda is actually giving us a Transform Your Relationship with Money. Ken Honda, who we're very excited to listen to, he's giving a one of those valued at $1,000. Bethany is giving a one-to-one clearing session of $1,000, and the list goes on. So we've put all the things that we're giving away. We posted it on the Best You Facebook on the community. Go in there, you can check everything we're giving away. But apart from that, we're going to be announcing the winners every single day. Every day we'll announce the winners, and the only opportunity for you to win is obviously to be here, to show up. You can't register and then not show up. So we'll be announcing the winners. So make sure that you chat, make sure that you tell us that you're there, and that is going to be happening pretty much every single day. So I'll be announcing these amazing giveaways that we're giving every single day. And apart from that, I'm also going to be telling you and announcing the winners the next morning. So I'll be doing that tomorrow morning. So I want to jump into it because obviously we've got a big busy schedule, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to be, who I'm going to be introducing you today, who's going to be speaking today. But in the meantime, what I wanted to do was I wanted to start bringing some of my hosts. I've got a couple of co-hosts that are joining me now. Some of them have already done this before, and some of them have already either spoken at the event. Some of them will be speaking at the event. So let me just start bringing in one at a time. Let me just bring in Crystal to start with, because I know she's already here. Crystal Richardson. Hey, Crystal, there you are. How are you?
How are you today?
Well, listen, I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. Absolutely love it. I'm very excited to have you back, Crystal. Thank you so much. So Crystal was a host of ours at Best You Expo in Dallas, and she was amazing. She's also been a speaker. She's been a great advocate and fan of the brand. Yeah. And we've also got a very exciting announcement, which I won't share yet, but I'll share in a minute. But I want to thank you so much for being here, for your support and all that beautiful positive energy that you bring and that amazing smile.
Well, I tell you, I'm very, very extremely happy to be here again today. We have a great lineup of speakers, and it's always just a phenomenal event every single time for Best You.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, look, we love it, don't we? I mean, I remember our production meetings last time, these really long days and really long nights. And then we're actually there, before everyone's awake, we're running through the logistics of the day. But look, it's a lovely experience. So what do you love about getting involved in the expo? Why do you want to do this?
Yeah, so just being able to interact with the speakers, whether it's before their talk or listening to all of their amazing points, taking tons and tons of notes, and then talking to them afterwards, that exchange is just priceless. It's priceless. And being able to even develop relationships with them after the Best You, not necessarily all for business, but yes, some for business, but because they're really great people, Bernardo, like the lineups that you have, you just bring in great people.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Crystal, I know we're going to talk about it. Come on, let's give people a little brief. So you and I are going to be talking today. I think it's at 3 p.m., is it?
I think it's 3 or 3:30, yeah.
3:30 p.m., I think it is. So you and I are going to be talking about the Best Youth Expo. And yes. Well, I think I shared the idea with you. It's been in the back of my mind for quite some time. We did have a room called the Best Youth in the many expos that we've done over the years. Right. But I'm very excited about that. So give us some details. What are we going to be doing?
Well, I tell you, I mean, a high percentage of our population, right, is made up of youth. And there's a lot of people out there that could really, whether you're an adult or a youth, you could learn from people that I think we put between 8 and 20. And so we'll have a number of rooms available for them. And this is a global event. So we're going to be having time slots for people from all over the world in that age group to come and just share their inspiration, share about products that they've done, or if they're an influencer or an innovator, whatever it is that they have. We are just so excited to have this focused right in that age group.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, thank you so much, Chris. I'm very excited about it. We'll play a commercial later on today to give you a little bit of a feel, but I'm looking forward to running that expo. We're going to be talking more about it over the weekend. So, Crystal, thank you so much. I know I've got you working very hard, so I think we can start preparing for the Masters, Mentors, and Influencers. Thank you so much, Crystal.
Right.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to bring in another host right now because also, well, we've got them both working very hard. I'm going to bring in first Dr. Fabrizio Mancini. Dr. Fabrizio.
Good morning. It's so excited to be with you today. I can't believe we're here, Miami.
I know. I wish I was actually there, but anyway, listen, I am there in spirit. So Dr. Fabrizio Mancini is America's #1 healthy living media expert, a world-renowned chiropractor, Hay House International best-selling author of The Power of Self-Healing and host of his popular radio show, Self-Healing with Dr. Fab. He is also the best-selling author of Chicken Soup for the Chiropractic Soul, an internationally acclaimed educator, business leader, speaker, consultant, and president emeritus of Parker University. He has been featured on Dr. Phil, The Doctors, Fox News, CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC, Univision, Telemundo, and others. And now he is also the founder of The Best You. He's one of the founders of The Best You, and he has his show on The Best You. So, Dr. Fabrizio, I'm extremely grateful to have you here helping us this weekend.
You know, Bernardo, what I'm the most excited about is, first of all, having the opportunity to work with you. You're a true visionary. I've been in the personal development space for over 35 years, as you know, and contributed in that space many, many great things. But your vision towards where the future is moving to, and this on-demand platform of the Best You TV, I believe is one of the greatest contributions that anyone has made in the personal development space. And I'm just so excited to be a part of it. And I'm so excited to be able to be kind of like a promoter out there for so many people that have a great message, that have a great tool, but they don't have a platform to get it to the masses. Now they actually have the Best You TV. So I'm just honored and super excited for this year.
Well, thank you. I'm very excited as well, Fabrizio. And I know you're obviously you're a host for us on the Spanish speaking room, because obviously Fabrizio is bilingual. He's originally from Colombia, no, Fabrizio?
Yes.
Yes. So he's originally from Colombia. So he's going to be helping us. He's going to be co-hosting that room because he's invited a lot of the people that are speaking at this event, and he's introduced me to a lot of people. So I want to thank you, Fabrizio, because you've got a massive, big heart. You're always very helpful, always go out of your way. And you literally come from a place of love and knowledge. So I'm honored and delighted to have you sharing your expertise at the expo, but also hosting us and having your show on the TV. So I'm very excited, Fabrizio. Thank you.
Thank you. And my presentation, honestly, in English and Spanish, is going to be really giving everyone the 7 most important rituals and how to effectively manage your time. You know, during this difficult time, we notice that time is the one thing that has become our greatest asset. And if we manage our time properly, we can actually achieve the things we want to achieve. And we can even thrive during this time when a lot of people are just in survival mindset. So I hope that you tune in and check me out the next 2 days, and I will share everything I know.
Thank you, Fabrizio. When are you speaking?
So I'm going to be speaking tomorrow, I believe. Let me see 1 second. I think tomorrow is going to be at 11 in the morning.
Okay.
In English. And then I'm going to be speaking on Sunday at 2:30 in Spanish.
Perfect. Brilliant. Well, and he's been very generous. He's giving a $5,000 coaching 1-to-1 for 1 month with Dr. Fabrizio. So of all of you that show up, we're going to obviously pick one of the winners. And hey, you have the opportunity to work with a man also who's extremely well connected. Fabrizio, thank you so much. Lots of love to you. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to invite now very quickly because, well, you know, he's got places to be. He's got to be doing introductions and introducing people. Is my friend Tony Boldy. Tony.
Hola, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Y mi jefe también, ¿no?
Tony Boldy, who's been a host of the Best You Expo from our first one that we did in Long Beach quite a few years ago now. Yeah. And he's been a great fan, a great supporter. So Tony is the founder and CEO of Life Force Foundations, which is for course organization focused upon global and local social concerns. Tony's deeply committed not only to using his talents to amuse and entertain, but as well as offer something back to the world. His accolades are almost too numerous because he really is so well connected. He's done everything from documentaries to films to producing to directing. I mean, seriously, the man is a fountain of knowledge and connections. But also, you know, he basically he's done so many things over the years. Tony, I'm just very blessed, and I've got to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm very blessed and honored and thankful for your support to the Best You Expo all these years.
It's been exciting because we've done the physical expo, which we did in Long Beach, and then we actually did, or was that Los Angeles?
Correct.
We've done so many, they're all running together. But you know what? I don't really notice a difference between the physical and online. I got to tell you, I enjoyed them both. The advantages to online is I don't have to find parking. I don't have to have hotels. I eat my own food. I wake up a little bit later. So even though this was an early one for us, I'm still on LA time. But you know what? It's such a pleasure to work with you and be part of this. And I tell you, listening to these speakers, I actually get the benefit of the expo just by hosting. And so it's quite a benefit. And then I share that. I teach young actors. And so it's a benefit to give them the information I'm getting from this. So I'm very happy you're doing the best youth, by the way. So excited for that.
Brilliant. Well, listen, Tony, thank you so much. I know you've got to get onto the MMI room. I know you're going to be co-hosting. I'm going to come and see you in the room. Tony, thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you.
Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you on the MMI stage. Bye-bye.
See you soon. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. And guys, so I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of people, interviewing a lot of people, supporting a lot of people, and obviously seeing a lot of speakers. There's a lot of people in the industry, and there's generally the loads of them, a very high percentage of them are, you know, come from a place of love, but also, you know, they're very knowledgeable. They bring phenomenal expertise. But in particular, I'm going to introduce now very quickly someone who's helping me throughout these 3 days to co-host, who's going to be supporting the Best You, as he has already in quite a few occasions, and that's David Fagan. So David, how are you?
Great. Great. This is amazing. You know, I just wrapped up my 3-day event and you co-hosted and helped me there. And so happy to return the favor. And man, I'm watching all these things going, why didn't we play those commercials that you had at my event? Those are they're so good. They're so well done. They're so professionally produced. I love it.
Thank you so much. So listen, David Fagan is the former CEO of Guerrilla Marketing, which has sold over 23 million books in 62 languages all over the world, as well as the former owner of LCO Communications, a Beverly Hills firm, PR firm that has represented 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy winners, and 43 New York Best Time Sellers. He's won major awards for publishing, publicity, and even for the Entrepreneur Educator of the Year award from Infusionsoft, the award from Inc. 500 from Infusionsoft. So, David, I've got to say, over the years, a lot of the people that I've worked with, you really stand out as someone that is so. You have so much wisdom and so much knowledge, and you share so much expertise, and you really open your knowledge and share so much. You know, I was part of your JV mastermind this 3 days where you had more than 300-400 people, pre-register to the event, and you know the format that you have there and the people that you bring together, but you're relentless. I mean, you're there from like 7 in the morning. You're literally just coaching and giving and delivering and giving tips and feedback. It's a phenomenal event, David. So, and I know you used to obviously do that live, like we all used to do these, but you really transitioned very quickly. I think you were one of the first ones that I saw using these rooms on Zoom, literally, you know, so well. But listen, congratulations. I think you in particular and your brand stands out head and shoulders from so many other people.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think we all want fans. Like, we know the power of fans. And how do you get them? You give, you serve, and you share. And you got to do it strategically. And, you know, that's what you're doing too. And that's why, you know, Top Talent, you know, our Top Talent brand and your Best You brand, I mean, they're very great strategic partners. They're very much in alignment. And, you know, something that you've pointed out to me that I didn't think of until you said it is there's a difference to the mindset and feeling when you are watching television versus being on a computer on a Zoom call. And it's so true. Like, how many hours will we spend sitting in front of a TV and it doesn't feel like work, right? It doesn't feel the same. Where, you know, kind of on the computer on sort of a Zoom call, sometimes it just feels like work. So it's great to be a part of the cutting edge vision that you have of just getting these nonstop streaming TV programs, of events. Now we're enjoying events right from, the comfort of our own home. So thank you for taking me along on your journey. I am a very happy passenger riding shotgun, as we say here in the US.
No, listen, we've we explored possibilities of working, collaborating, and I think we come from a place of mutual kind of respect and admiration. And as I said, I was delighted to be part of it briefly because I was setting out for hours. Right. And I know we're speaking later on today, about television and have a bit of a conversation around television and the future of television and maybe where the personal development industry is going. But I would like to maybe discuss a little bit more about how what do you see the live industry going, or where is it going? What is happening in front of your eyes?
Well, people still need to connect. And there's a lot of people out there feeling very isolated. And so, the big direction of live events is still to help people not feel isolated and to not just connect, but be able to collaborate and create with other individuals. And that's what so many of us are looking for. So many of us that kind of have the speaker bug, the speaker gene, right? We can't help but to want to speak. Where's our stage? Where's our stage? That is online, and it is on these other types of platforms. And because, like you said, so many people are kind of getting involved, there is a little bit more clutter. There is a little bit more overabundance and options, and it can be somewhat confusing. And so there is a race right now to who can do it the most professionally, who can make it the most interactive. And, that's really where you've come in and stepped up and starting to integrate a lot of the technology to really, reinvent the room, right? So it used to be that, maybe there was a little bit of conversation in the hallway, or there was sort of exhibitor space, and there was, breakout sessions. And now we're finding ways to do that, through, online, through television. So we're still experiencing those similar ways to connect, to create, and to collaborate. And, that is the direction. How do we recreate what made live events so good online? And it's really cool to see how out of the box people are getting to do that. And just one thing that one of our friends is doing, Danella Burnett, is I'm seeing her doing kind of this cutting edge thing of she's still mailing out boxes of stuff, right? And so you're getting a box in the mail and you're literally pulling things out as you're going through the event. They're like, okay, get in there, pull out your workbook. And people love to get things in the mail, right? And so what's something we did at events? We would share a meal together. Okay, here's your Grubhub, right? Go ahead and order your food. Okay, what did you guys get? And you're literally unpacking your food together at home. And so it is interesting to see that there really are some fun, unique ways to still recreate some of these meaningful things. Like sharing a meal with somebody, there's kind of a bond that happens. Yeah. Well, we can even do that online, right? And as we see people doing that on TV, we're kind of living vicariously through them. So there's just a couple of the ideas off the top of my head. I could go on here, but thank you for giving me a chance to share. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. Well, listen, we're going to play a very quick commercial. We're going to show you a little commercial around the Best You TV and what the Best You TV is all about. And then I'm going to literally kind of explain to you what I feel where the industry is going, or where the actual personal development world should go. So we'll be back in a minute.
People from all over the world are seeking inspiration, looking for answers, looking for ways to become the best version of themselves. And the Best You is launching in 2021 the Best TV series, a place where we will feature the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Leaders in their own rights, innovators, influencers, inspirers of the 21st century. Coming soon to the Best You TV.
So that's one of the series that we're launching in 2021, which is the best TV series, where we're literally highlighting, pretty much like we've done in the Expo, we're bringing the best coaches, the best speakers, the best authors, and the best mentors. So literally, it's 20 episodes where we feature, highlight all these people with obviously footage of theirs with a voiceover, and we kind of create like a documentary where we really enhance and embrace their career, and then we put it out on television for people to have something that they're proud of. So that's what we're starting with, the best, as far as the Best You TV. That's our first TV series. One of the things that I think, David, and I know you've obviously worked with a lot of artists and talents, sports, musicians, and I think one of the things that I've kind of struggled to understand is, and this is where we hope where we can go with the Best You, is to create more of a show around running an event, where we can bring musicians, where we can bring talent, like the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, like, in 15 minutes, they put a stage up, Beyonce comes and sings, and 15, 20 million come and watch it. I think that's what we need to do. I think us personally, because, hey, listen, we're delivering inspirational content, that can really help and transform people's lives like nothing else is out there. So I think if we can then bring that and bring a bit more of a show feel to it, where people can say, wow, I'm learning, but it's entertaining and it's fun. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that is not out there available, for everyone. So if somebody has those kinds of connections, that gives them the ability to really rise to the top. And that's what we're seeing right now in this new space of online streaming. There's kind of a little bit of a new land rush, for content. So when somebody like you comes along that has access to all these great speakers, all these great educators, all these great facilitators and trainers, it really opens up a whole new world, because right now, knowledge has really lost its value, right? People used to say, oh, knowledge is power. Knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is just knowledge. You can get on Google and just Google anything. You can go to YouTube and, we got billions of videos here. So now there's so much more value for wisdom, right? The application of knowledge, the implementation of knowledge, and getting the right things in the right places. Would you rather have thousands of hours of endless speeches, or would you rather have, 10 amazing people with their best signature talk ever in one place, where someone has sorted and sifted and separated out all the gold nuggets and say, here's what's most important if you care about this. And that's really what we're looking for, right? We don't want the avalanche theory, right? None of us wants the box of guilt anymore. The box of guilt, Bernardo, is that course we bought that sits on our desk and we stare at, and we just feel guilty because we haven't gone through the thousands of hours and pages of everything that's there. We don't want that anymore. We want quality. We don't want quantity. And so for someone to kind of come along and be the person that sorts and sifts and separates and pulls out the gold nuggets and says, okay, world, here's what you really need to know most. You don't have to spend endless amounts of time searching. We have provided the best of the best through the Best You TV or Best You Expo, right? And so I think that's really where the value is coming in, that you're doing so well.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, look, we're very excited. And look, David, just to give people a little bit of a brief of what we're going to be talking about later on today. We discussed it at your JV Mastermind the other day. We were talking about television. Just give us a couple of little teasers of what we're going to be covering on today, because a lot of people have this misconception of what TV is, or what they think it should be, or says, oh my God, I'll never get to NBC. Well, not everyone wants to get an NBC. Yeah. I love the idea you were saying about, do you want to sell 1 million books, or do you want to make $1 million with your books? So it's all about perspective. Give us some little feelers of what we're going to be talking about later on today.
Yeah, well, like anything, if you want to get the right answer, you have to ask the right question. I think a lot of us, have read and heard some of the greats talk about, the better your questions, the better your life, and so on and so forth. And so some people will ask the question, how do I sell 1 million books? And I can say to them, well, that's kind of the wrong question. The better question is, how do I make $1 million with a book? And it's the same thing that goes to TV. It's not, how do I get 1 million viewers, right? That's a decent question, but here's the better question. How do I make $1 million with a TV show? So there are more than one way to monetize different types of things. And a TV show is one of them, a magazine another, a book is another. But right now, TV is the hot thing. And if you know how to really understand and operate and navigate show business, there's a reason why they call it show business. There's a business side to it all. How do you get the product placements? How do you do the paid guests, paid co-host speakers? How do you get commercials, paid advertisers, paid sponsors? Just through the event over the last couple of days, we've had people kind of sign up for the talent search process and kind of go through the application process that we'll be talking to Bernardo. And we're showing them, how do you go out and get a sponsor, an advertiser? How do you give them what they want to see? What do they want to see? So we'll kind of pull back the curtain on some of those things. Those are some of the things that I've done, myself. There's some of those things I've done, with clients. But there is a technology side to TV shows. There is a hosting side, interviewing segments, sound bites, cliffhangers. But there's also this business side. And what we're going to focus on today is that business side and kind of get you thinking a little bit more about, what do you really need to monetize the TV show, and what are the hidden advantages to being able to leverage your own show? Because there is a value to influence and credibility and exposure. But if you don't know how to leverage those things, then you're making an investment in time and money, and you're not getting the full return, if you didn't know that you could do certain things. So one last thing that you brought up is, the big four networks. And a lot of people think, oh, well, only this or only that, or I dream of having a show that is on this network or this platform. Hey, we're not trying to stop anybody from doing that. And we even have some access to take you that far and go that distance. And we want you to know the pros and cons, just like there are pros and cons to going with a big traditional publisher versus being self-published. There are pros and cons to being self-published, as well as the other way around. Same thing with TV shows. And I'll just give you one thing here just to kind of, get everybody thinking is a lot of people don't realize when you go with a bigger traditional network, they own the show. You are kind of more or less an employee of your own show, and you could really just be let go, of your show concept. And so when you own your show and you own the rights to your show, there might be a little bit more work you need to do, but then you get to control the money and control the power, decide who your guests are. So that's just a little bit of the kind of the pros and cons. Absolutely. And there's some production companies out there that if you are good enough, and we can show you how to be good enough, they're going to take over a lot of those costs. And right now we have production companies that are saying, Bernardo, David, we'll reduce people's cost. We'll help create some of this stuff. Bring us people that are TV worthy. So yeah, we'll talk more about that as the day goes on, as the next couple of days go on. But there's a massive talent search going on right now so that people can create content. Everybody wants content.
Yeah. Well, listen, and I want to emphasize that we're going to be talking about that later on today. We're going to give you some contact details of how you can contact David, how you can contact me, and how we can help you, because literally we have everything. We've got something for everyone, from someone that just wants to have an episode in one of our shows, from someone that would want to have a channel, that would want to literally find opportunities for them to bring sponsors, and how literally it could cost not only nothing, they could even generate revenue from the moment go. Now, I want to show a very quick snippet of a new show with Dr. Fab that we just literally, as I said and announced, we've now launched on the Best You TV. So it's a very short video which literally talks about Dr. Fabrizio's Mancini show. It's Thriving in the New Normal. So have a quick look.
We are living in unprecedented and uncertain times. Thriving in the New Normal is my new TV show created just for you. Are you aware that while most people are surviving during this new normal, others are thriving like never before? Which one are you? Circumstances have never defined the person. Our responses do. What if you could experience the thoughts and behaviors of some of the most successful people in the world and how they have chosen to respond? Let us help you become the person you were destined to be and not just your current reality. You deserve it. Get ready to thrive. Watch my show now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play.
So we have an amazing lineup of speakers coming and joining us later on today. We've actually got, we're featuring today some of the speakers that have already taken a show in the best series. So we're very excited about that. We've got Barbie Layton, Arif Anis, we have Ana Teresa Dengo, we've got Fiona Campbell, Smita Joshi, Christopher Lembeke, we've got Pablo Rosero. They are joining us. These are all people that already have signed up for the best series, the best coaches, the best authors, the best speakers. So they're already signing up, and their shows are going to be literally filmed in Q1, and they'll be on air on Q1 as well. And then additionally to that, later on, we have Vicky Shattini, who is also now a founder of the Best You TV. And we've got a show on Sunday where I'm going to be highlighting my founders, the people that have come on board from the beginning, who I'm extremely grateful for, but believe in obviously where we're going. And that is Alice Nicola Smith, Jackson, she's joining us today. We've got Vicky Shattini, we've got Doria Cordova, and Dr. Fabrizio Mancini. So those are our first founders. And then, well, we're probably going to invite David to come along and join us, because David is a partner of the Best You and the Best You TV. So we're very excited. I'm very excited to have him collaborating and helping us today. And then later on today, we've got Mas Sadaji. Now, Mas Sadaji has a phenomenal following. He's got over 1 million people following him on Facebook. He spoke at one of our expos in London. I remember the first time, I'd never met Mas, and he had a small breakout room. You know, we used to have 9 breakout rooms, all of them 100 people, and then the main stage, and then main stage was 500-600 people, and then another stage, MMI, 200-250 people. But it was one of the small ones, and I don't know why, because literally there was so many people outside, and he had a booth which literally, just blocked every corridor. So we had to move him out of the way and put him somewhere where he could attend all the people that he had. So Matt would be someone that has thousands of people just listening to his every word. And I remember the expo finished in London, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. And people walking on the street, following him and waiting, and he had them all tranced out there in the middle of the street. It was absolutely phenomenal. So we're very excited that Mas is joining us today. He's going to be speaking here on the main stage, but also he is a founder of the Best You TV as well. Now he's going to be joining us on Sunday. So we're going to be talking about his show and what he plans to do, because he's got a program which has got a funny name. It's very exciting. Some people might not find it funny, but it's called Mas on Sunday. So Mas on Sunday, we'll be doing the Mas on Sunday show live. It's going to be streamed live through the television, because as I said, he's already got over 1 million people on Facebook, and he's trying to target now the television world. So we're very excited. We're very grateful to have them all on. And then later on, to finish the day, we've got John Shin. John Shin is lovely. John is just he's a very, very funny man. He's very entertaining, but he's a very successful business person. Very, very successful. He's built a multi-million-dollar business. He is a producer. He's the author of the Think and Grow Rich for Asian. He's actually the producer of the film Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy, which we are showcasing here today at the Best You Expo. Yes, we keep bringing you amazing things. So John is very funny. I love him. He's got some great energy. I remember the first time I did a podcast with him, but I think it was actually his first talk at the Best You Virtual Expo in LA, where he spoke as well. And he had all these toilet rolls around him, which he was very proud of, because obviously, he was one of the ones that made sure that all the supermarkets had no toilet roll. So John is joining us as well today. So that's day one. And we've got more and more happening in the next couple of days. So David, what are you looking forward to? Because I love one of the things that you do at your event is I know the word networking. Not that you don't like it, but you're not a massive fan, because I can see I read non-verbal communication, and I can see that like your eyes twitching now when people talk about networking. Not that you're opposed to it, but what you build is relationships, and I love it. It's important. There's a big difference, isn't it?
There is, and my wife Isabel Donadillo actually just wrote in articles in the Los Angeles Tribune about networking being on life support, especially local networking being on life support, because people just can't get out as much anymore. But the idea of networking, it has this emotional trigger of handing out business cards, right? It's very 2005 here, right? So, but yeah, nowadays, I don't think we really want to network, nor should we pursue networking as much as we should pursue relationship building. And, maybe there's a little bit of semantics there. It's one and the same, but as somebody like you who understands self-talk and word choice and the importance, that our words have weight, I like to say to myself, look, I'm looking to build relationships. I'm not looking to network. I don't need another, 100,000, random people. I need a few more key relationships. Over the last year, you've been a good relationship. I didn't go out and say, boy, I like to network with Bernardo. I thought, I want to be friends with Bernardo, right? I want to see what I can do to give and serve and share. So absolutely. I think one of the things in this new year is think about, who do you want to build relationships with? And you don't need a lot of them. One of the things we're doing sometimes that put us in a state of overwhelm, as we come to events or we, go out and meet people, we make these long lists and we're having 20, 30, 40, different phone conversations and discovery calls. And, I understand it's a numbers game, but I would say try to do more with less. And you'd be shocked at how much further things will go for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, we're going to be back in a minute. We've still got another 10, 15 minutes until we have our next guests joining us. In the meantime, I wanted to show you a quick video that we did about the Best You TV. It gives you kind of a feel of where we are because we are now available on Roku, Amazon, and Apple. People say, how do you find it? Well, look, it's relatively simple, and we're going to be on the iOS platform very soon. But all you need obviously an Apple TV. You need an Apple TV, and then you go to the App Store and you look for the Best You or the Best You Corporation, and you download the app. And then all the content from the Best You Expos, Inspiring People interviews, Inspiring People talks, NLP Live talks, everything that we filmed, Dr. Fabrizio Mancini's, the new shows, everything is there. You can also find it on Roku. You just got to go to Roku, have a Roku stick, and then the same thing, look for it. And if you have an Amazon stick, you can find it there. That's it. It's going to be on iOS as well, which is going to make it so much easier. We can watch it on our phones. And this, if you're watching it from your home, well, congratulations, well done. And this will all be then uploaded literally within 24, 48 hours from the event being finished. It will all be uploaded so you can watch it when you want to watch it, because that's what I think the future is. So sorry, Debbie, go ahead.
Can I just share two myths really quick, because there's kind of two myths about TV. As we're starting to have all these people come to us and say, hey, what do I need to do to have a TV show? And what do I need to do with this? There's two myths just really quick. One is a myth of, hey, I already have a show. And man, if I go put it on the Best You Expo, I've already, I've kind of got these deals in these other places. So the first myth is, if I already have a show, I can't have a show someplace else. That's a big myth. Bernardo is not saying bring your show to me and shut it down everywhere else. Yeah. We want your show to be everywhere. It should be on your website. Put it on YouTube, build your subscribers, but also put it on another platform. So I know people are hearing us talk about starting a show, but if you already have a great show, this is another place to put that show so that it is syndicated. It's a very key word. So we'll talk more about that later, but I just want to dispel the myth that you can only have your show in one place. This isn't 10, 15, 20 years ago where you put a show on one network and that network, owns your show. And then the second myth, just really quick, is, man, there's so many things I have to do. I'm just so on my own. Once I figure this out, I'll circle back. We don't want you to be on your own. And that's why we have put together some programs where we are joint venturing with you. We are strategic partners of yours. We have a vested interest in your show doing well. The quality of your show reflects on us, and there is a little bit of quality control. So I just want to dispel the myth that, you got to go figure it out. And once you figure it out, come back to us. Just decide you want to do a show. That's all you need to do. Just make the decision you're ready to do it. And then welcome to the world of resources. So those two myths I just wanted to crush right off the bat here. And there's a few we'll get to later.
Very good, valid points. And also, I want to talk later as well, as we discussed that the other day about co-hosting, because maybe it's something you want to do with someone else. So let's show quickly a quick commercial we did for the Best You TV. Gives you a little bit more of a feel. Thank you.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live.
So basically, there we were. The Best You Expo in LA had 12,500 people registered. Shall I run the event? Shall I not run the event? Shall we do it? Shall we not do it? Are they going to shut us down? And I decided, you know what? I'm not going to allow everyone to fly in from all over the world and literally when they're all here say, oops, no, you're closed. So, because, you know, it's a $300,000 production. And I thought, you know what? I would rather not lose all that money, if that's okay with you guys. So I decided, let's just cut it. And I gave people the chance. You know what? Then eventually it happened. The LA Convention Center literally said, hey, no shows are running. So we made the right choice. We made the right call. I ran my first event. And then the moment I did the first event, I realized that, you know what, this is just going to be so difficult because obviously 14,000 people doesn't translate then into 14,000 people showing up to a virtual event. I mean, our first virtual event, I think we had around 4,000 people, then 2,000 showed up. And this one in particular, I think we've got around 3,500 people registered. And we're probably going to have half of them maybe showing up. Maybe more. I mean, maybe this time we're going to have a lot more. We hope we do. But what we're doing is we literally took it to television with the idea of allowing people to watch it on demand, which, hey, listen, guess what? So Netflix hasn't done too bad, have they? And the reason they have is because people watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it. So we launched the Best You TV during this downtime, and now it's becoming this beautiful reality. And the other thing is we did, and I just want to show you a very quick commercial about the Best You store, and I'll explain a little bit more of additional things that you could do if you have products and services within the well-being industry. So let me just show you a little bit more about the Best You store.
The Best You store, helping you do more, achieve more, be more. Store.thebestyou.co.
So this is another thing I wanted to point out, and I know you've got a lot of clients, David, that are in the well-being industry in general. I mean, obviously there's so many CBD products, vitamins, nutrition, crystals, all sorts of things. And this is one of the things that I really need to highlight. Look, if you have products, you potentially should be having your own show. If you've got products or if you haven't got products, you could get sponsors that would want to maybe, you know, sponsor your show because it's going to say brought to you by, and then they can have commercials within it. You could feature those products. How do you see this? Because I know it's a $30 trillion industry, but how do you see this whole well-being industry going?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just got to say that, you know, you had me at hello, and like, I'm over here like a fan myself. You know, here I am a part of this, and I'm seeing all these things going, man, I didn't know you had that. Man, I didn't know you already created that. I mean, I'm getting more excited by the moment just watching all these things like people in the audience here. And last thing I saw is Tyler Ornstein, right? Of Tyler's Coffee. Like, he's a client of mine, a friend of mine.
He's a client of yours, absolutely. I met him at the JU Mastermind.
Okay, well, so like we're working on his book right now, and so, you know, I'm seeing these things pop up and go, hey, I know that guy. That's really cool.
I was actually talking with Tyler about having a coffee because I know he wants to be a coach.
Yeah.
But also because he's got phenomenal knowledge. He's an amazing, amazing entrepreneur. But obviously, I thought, look, he's got so many angles where he could highlight his coffee. I thought it would be a great fit.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm not sure if I'm more of a raving fan or a strategic partner here at the moment here. So this is fun to see everything come to life. But guys, you at home, you know what it takes to create something, right? You have all these big ideas, but to take action and to implement and to get them done. I mean, finishing is happiness. You know, going back to my wife, she wrote a book called Finishing is Happiness, and I'm living it right now, just watching all these things that Bernardo, you know, he gets on the phone, he's like, hey David, here's what we're gonna do, here's what we're gonna do. And you know, how many people hear other people have big ideas, and they're great ideas, but they just never really come together. This is so exciting here in this new year to see all the things that were once just an idea, like, wow, they're done. Okay, I forgot the question. The question was what? Wellness?
Well,
Industry?
I just think that's it, David. I just think that at the end of the day, I think, look, as someone, as an entrepreneur, I'm not talking about an entrepreneur in the personal development world. As an entrepreneur, I want to reach as many people as possible. And I want to reach as many people as possible with as less competition as possible. And I also want to stand out. I want to be different. I want to be unique. I don't want to be doing what everyone else is doing. So the answer is obviously television. It's very clear to me. And I just think that what we are doing, and this is why I was excited at working, is that you have the potential opportunity of being able to brainstorm with David and I and both our organizations to be able to put whatever package you want to put together, from the writing, the copywriting, the platform, the exposure, the speaking, the relationship with us. And I just think that, kind of that was one of the reasons I was very excited to have you here hosting and for us to working and collaborating and see where it goes. But guys, my objective is reach out and connect.
So here's a quick disclaimer that I think it needs to be said more than what it's being said at a lot of events. And that is, do the best you can with what you have to work with, right? The things that I did 10, 15 years ago are nowhere near as good as they are today. My team is better. My websites are better. My books are better. Does that mean I didn't, fail forward? No, of course I did. So do the best you can with what you have to work with. Now, that being said, with so many people doing shows right now, and especially, for those of you guys that are sophisticated, if you don't do a show right, it can actually hurt you more than it can help you. If you're already, a very successful business owner, entrepreneur, speaker, author, expert, and you don't go out and leverage the best technology and put together a decent show, again, it can hurt you more than it can help you. Once you get to a certain point, you don't want to take a lot of steps back. And for some of you guys that maybe want to go the distance of, maybe you also want to be on some other traditional type networks, they're going to go out there and kind of look at what you've created. So what Bernardo's saying is really important. How are you going to separate yourself? How are you going to stand out? Are you going to look like, every other show that's just being thrown up on YouTube or just kind of being ran on Facebook? And again, do the best you can with whatever you have to work with. But if you're really there to play big and you've already made all this investment in websites and in books and in courses, make sure that your show is equal to that. Make sure it lives up to the reputation that you've already worked so hard to build. And so, what my recommendation is to people and kind of answering the question, kind of building out the conversation right now is, what can you really do? And what can you afford not to do? Can you afford not to, continue to attach yourself and be a part of, other big professional platforms? And what I like about the Best You TV is you're in good company. Right? With my publishing company, for example, if you go and you see all these best-selling books we did, you're in really good company, right? And when you go to the media and everything like that, and they go and research you, they're going to see that you're in sort of a family of best-selling authors that all have very professional book covers and, have really good accomplishments. It's the same thing for a TV show. Are you kind of lumped together with a bunch of other, random shows where people didn't, put in all the same hard work that you put in? And that doesn't look as good? Or do you want to be a part of a family of shows on a professional platform, that makes you look good? Like, I love the idea that I can be on a same, network as, Jean Shen or Mancini. By the way, Bernardo, if he ever, if this whole thing isn't working out with this whole mindset thing, he could always be a magician. Every time I hear Fab Mancini, I'm like, man, that's a perfect name to be a magician. You know better than I do, but go ahead and pass it along. Say, David has a backup plan for you if this whole mindset thing just doesn't work out for you. I mean, I think he's doing okay, but yes, you want to be in that family of experts. So thank you.
Thank you, David. And listen, thank you so much. Listen, I've got my next guest joining me now. I'll see you back here in an hour. And I want to thank you so much. I know you're going to be sharing, apart from the expertise today, you're speaking on, is it on Sunday? Sunday.
Yeah,
You'll see me on
me,
Sunday?
Dee Wong, a few other people on Sunday. So yes, thank
Perfect.
you.
Well, great. Well, thank you, David. Thank you so much. Take care.
Right,
And we're going to play a 5-minute commercial now, a very quick 5-minute commercial. And I'm going to be back, and I'm going to bring my next guests, which are all people that have a show coming up in the Best You TV in Q1. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
The Best You Store, helping you do more, achieve more, be more. Store.thebestyou.co.
So this was you going out one night, very uncomfortable with the girls, and you said there's got to be something more comfortable that we could wear, and you came up with the idea of developing or creating something that you had no experience with.
That's right. I went to a dinner dance and I was wearing a very uncomfortable cleavage bra, and I thought, why should women go through all this pain for a tiny bit of gain? And I took the bra off in the toilets. It was that uncomfortable. And I went back to the table with all of my friends and I said, I'm going to invent a bra, start a business on Monday. And they said, but what do you know about bras? You haven't been to college, you haven't been to university. And I says, well, I've got a pair of boobs and I'll work it out. That's what I did. For 3.5 years of my life, I invented Ultimo, the first world gel fill bra. And I went to the Prince's Trust and they gave me some help and they gave me a mentor as well. And, you know, thousands of prototypes later from playing around with the bra, and I wanted to, with the first gel fill bra, I wanted to create basically a boob job bra. And 3.5 years later, I got all my friends and family into my bedroom and I asked my Auntie Joan to try it on first, and she says, well, why me? I said, well, if I can give you a cleavage, it will be a miracle. So she went in and she came out of the bathroom and she had a massive cleavage. And that's when I went down to Selfridges, the department store. I've always been told by my mum and dad, you know, it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what education you managed to get, it doesn't matter the colour of your skin, your religion. If you have that dream, passion, determination, can-do attitude, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. And they've always taught me to think big. So I thought, well, I could go to small boutiques and I could sell my range through there, but minimum order quantities is going to be a massive issue for me. So I just turned up to the buying office in Selfridges, the biggest, most prestigious department store in the UK, and I didn't have an appointment. I just had a bag of bras. And I said, I'm here to see the buyer. And she says, do you have an appointment? And I said, no. And she says, well, you won't get to see her. And I said, well, you don't understand. This is 3.5 years of my life in this bag. I'm heavily pregnant with my third baby. I'm £480,000 in debt. And this is the best cleavage bra ever. I need to see the buyer now. And the buyer came down and tried the bra on, and boom, I got into Selfridges. So I suppose when I'm mentoring people in business, I say to them, you know, you've got to approach people, you've got to get yourself out there. Don't sit on your backside and wait for them to come to you, because it ain't going to happen.
Sure. Many, many, many years from now, what would you like your legacy to be?
I would just love to inspire as many people as possible, especially from deprived areas, for them to look up to me and say, well, if she's managed to do it, to build these successful brands and, you know, get an OBE and in the House of Lords and everything else, and she's from an area where we live in, then we can do it too. There ain't no secret. You know, if you just work hard, I always say the harder you work, the luckier you become.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. Whether you want to speak, exhibit, or attend, These are online events for all those passionate about living a better life, creating a better world, gaining greater mindfulness and meaning in these new times, and becoming the best version of themselves. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
Hey, welcome back. Bernardo here. So I wanted to invite my next guest, and I've got my glasses. I need to read, and in order to read, I need to put my glasses on, because if not, I won't be able to read much. But I just wanted to announce kind of my next guest, and I want to thank them so much. And I will do that in a minute, but I wanted to thank them because these are people that are very close to us already. They're part of the Best You family, because either they've been working with us, they've been involved with us, but most importantly, they're supporting us in our next projects in the Best You TV. They can see the vision, they can see where we're going with it, and I'm very excited to have them here and recognize them and talk a little bit more about them, give them some kudos and thank them. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to invite one by one, and I'm going to be introducing them all slowly but surely. But the first person I want to bring in is Barbie Layton, and I'll do the intro for her. Barbie Layton is a humanitarian counselor to women who serve life sentences with a degree in spiritual psychology. Barbie is helping people manifest wealth, dream homes, dream jobs, and narrowly avoid illness. And apart from all that, I want to say, Barbie, come in and join me.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Yay, the Best You Miami just started. Woo! Yes.
Well, Barbie is not only not only what she is, but she's just such a beautiful soul. She's a lovely individual who's been so supportive of the Best You, so supportive of the Best You brand. She's been involved in all our shows. She's been one of our biggest, if not the biggest, cheerleader. She recommended us so many people. So, Barbie, I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, darling, because we have a lot of people that work with us, a lot of people that collaborate, but you really have you got a place in my heart, and I really am. I'm extremely grateful for all your support and your belief in what we do.
Well, it's not hard to believe in what you do, because I'm going to tell you something. Last year, I watched you reinvent yourself. I watched you go through the resilience. I watched you go from the March shutdown of the event to the Zoom calls to everything. You are such a visionary, and nobody did what you did. You were the first person that came out. And I know that when Michael called me and he said, you know what, we're going to have 5 of these virtual expos. Nobody's really heard of them, but are you on board? I was like, yep, sign me up, all 5. So I'm here for Miami. I'm here for London. I'm here for Dubai. I'm here for the Best You TV show. I'm here for all of it, because I know that what you have cooked up is going to be so amazing for the entire global personal development brand. So I completely believe in your vision. And so therefore, the most important thing is that someone has to have the vision, and then you have to have the people that you magnetize to you to come along with that vision. And so I am so elated to be a part of that.
Well, thank you so much, Barbie. Thank you. So Barbie is going to be one of, I think she was the first person to come on board for our best series. And she's going to be in particular on the best speakers, I believe. Is it, Barbie?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So when are you actually speaking at the expo this weekend?
I'm speaking tomorrow on the Master Mentors and Influencers at 3:15 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to be talking about extreme gratitude, having your mindset. And the name of my talk is that if 2020 didn't break you, how can 2021 make you? That's the name of my talk.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And listen, if you're watching this, if you're watching it live, make sure you tune in tomorrow and watch Barbie in the MMI stage. And if you're watching this as a recording, we've got recordings. You'll have the recording of Barbie, but you'll also have other recordings, because she's spoken at previous expos as well. So you can always find her on the Best You Expo in Dallas or the Best You Expo in LA, which is the ones that we did in 2020. So Barbie, thank you so much. I'm as I said, I'm extremely grateful and delighted to have you here. I'm going to invite my next guest, who I wanted to join us as well, because I want to give them a little bit of kudos. Arif Anis, and you're welcome to stay, Barbie. If you want to stay around, I'm going to ask you all to join me again. Unless you have to leave, then just leave. But I'm going to ask you all to join me afterwards, all together, and we can have a little bit of a chat. So Arif Anis is globally known, he's globally known as a corporate leader and author of Impossible, Follow Your Dreams, and Made in Crisis. Human capital expert, coach to heads of states, movie stars, and CEOs of Fortune 500. Arif.
Hello there, Bernardo.
How are you, my friend?
I'm awesome, and congratulations for creating this Impossible event. It is awesome. And yes, as as Leighton said, you were the first one to break this mold. We heard the virtual conference for the first time through you. So congratulations to you and the team Best You.
Well, Arif, I'm very excited to have you involved. You're in the Best Coaches. Is that the series you're going to be in?
Yes, that's the one. And I'm very, very excited about it.
Perfect. Well, Arif, listen, I'm very excited. I mean, guys, well, I really highly recommend if you're seeing this, make sure you Google each and every one of them. There's going to be a Best You TV page, bestutv.com, and you can check all the series and all the shows that we're going to have there. But basically, Arif has got a phenomenal career. Some of the people you've promoted, Arif, over the years is mind-blowing.
Absolutely. We have been in the similar waters, and seeing you doing fantastic stuff in the last 10 years, that's mind-blowing. Yes, I had the privilege to bring in President Bill Clinton, Richard Branson, and yes, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Tony Buzan, many of the great minds. And as we understood that, we learned to inspire the world. We learned to inspire people to become the best version of themselves, and that's why we are actually working together. And it's a wonderful idea what you came up with. I'm sure the Best You would attract the best minds in the world, and we would continue inspiring. We would continue inspiring people to be the best of themselves.
Well, listen, you're going to be a phenomenal asset to the Best You, obviously the TV series. You're going to be a phenomenal asset, obviously, to the community, and even, with your series in particular as a coach. So, Arif, I'm going to be inviting the next guest. As I said, you're more than welcome. Please stay along because I'd love to kind of like give you all a little bit more time. We've got plenty of time. So I'm going to bring in. So thank you, Arif. And as I said, I'll see you in a minute. So I'm going to invite in a minute Ana Teresa Dengo. Ana is under the Best Authors. She's bilingual. She's, I think, originally from Costa Rica. I'm going to have to ask her in a minute. But management graduate from Harvard University, former ambassador of Costa Rica, and Washington, D.C. diplomat, currently co-author of A Search for Purpose. I love the word purpose. And she's a life coach. So Ana Teresa, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Bernardo. It's an honor to be here, to be honest, among this amazing people. Yes, I actually co-authored that book, and I'm actually in the process of finishing another book just by myself, which is called The Next Chapter. Basically, it's called Turn the Page and create your next chapter in life in order to continue making a difference. This came from the fact that I retired after almost 30 years of being a diplomat. And after that busy life, all of a sudden I found myself asking, what's my next chapter? What do I do? How do I continue making a difference? And I had all these people coming to me asking the same question. So just to sum it up, I have designed, after working with all these people, an 8-step process, which will be shown in the book that's coming up. Actually, the book is coming up at the beginning of February. Okay. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess I found myself at the crossroads after I retired. You think you're ready, but not necessarily. And I found something interesting, that the book was written for people either on the verge or already retired. So the next chapter. But in the meantime, I found a lot of people that are looking for the next chapter in different times of their lives, because they divorced, because they changed jobs, because they're finishing the university and they want to go into the next chapter. And interestingly enough, as a result of 2020, a lot of people are looking for the next chapter after COVID. And I think what you're doing here is actually supporting people in their next chapter. I mean, the positive virus that you have spread through your work and basically through the Best You TV, for example, in spreading wisdom, inspiration, knowledge. It's an amazing way to help people to step into their next chapter and continue making a contribution in their next whatever steps they take into their life.
Well, I'm very excited and delighted to work with you. I know we're working. I'm supporting you a little bit as well with kind of getting everything into place and building. In your next chapter and the transition into the massive expertise that you have, the knowledge that you have, and putting that out there. So listen, I'm very excited. Thank you, Ana Teresa, for being here. I'm going to invite you back in. I'm going to bring the next guest on, and Anna is going to be featured on the best authors. And I'm very excited about that and all the potential opportunities we've got to work together. So my next guest is going to be Christopher Lemke. I'm going to confirm and ask him to please correct me if I. Christopher is a former entrepreneur, started coaching people and business on finding their passion. People come to him for personal and spiritual guidance and coaching, business coaching and consulting, energy, healing, and meditation exploration. So I'm very excited because Christopher is going to be involved in the best coaches, in the best series. So Christopher, how are you?
Excellent, thank you. Thank you for having me today. It's fabulous being here with you at the Best You Expo in Miami, even though I'm calling in from Oxford, England.
I was about to say, whereabouts are you? You're in Oxford in England. Okay, perfect, yeah. Brilliant. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much, Christopher, and thank you for being part of the series. Am I correct? Was it Barbie that introduced us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, of course. Yeah, Barbie is one of our best ambassadors. She's recommended us quite a few people. So we're very excited to have you on and what you bring, and I love the variety of obviously the experts. So how has your career in particular transitioned as a coach, if in any way?
Well, it is bringing those 25 years of experience into a new field. But, after 2016, taking more of a deeper look at the human experience, came to a number of realizations that I could then bring to individuals and businesses, trying to find or rekindle their relationship with their purpose and their passion. As it is today, people and businesses are so focused on the materialistic aspect of it, and it's just they see making money as a goal as opposed to a tool. And I know these are old words in the world of personal development, but it's the idea of finding your passion that will then allow you to accumulate wealth as a tool to actually accomplish what you want to do. So I think people focus so much on the aspect of making money, whereas they should focus on the passion and the money will follow. And it's an old adage too, but we've kind of forgotten it. And I basically work with clients in my workshop, and then I bring those teachings into my writing and into my podcast that we launched, The Alchemy Experience. Just try to get people to wake up to their own fabulousness.
Well, that's great, Christopher, and I believe very much in what you're saying. My book, which is called The Question, Find Your True Purpose, I believe is ultimately it. And I think, understanding personal professional growth quite well, I think, there's a lot of people that focus too much on the money, on the materialistic things, and forget, ultimately what, the really important things in life, which is, a balanced life, good relationships, love, and obviously having a fulfilled purpose, because at the end of the day, you can't take anything with you. You can't take those millions of dollars, those cryptocurrencies, or whatever it is that you're into. So
no, sure.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. Well, listen, thank you, Christopher. As I said, I'm gonna invite you all to join me in 5 minutes. I want to play a very quick commercial which shows the best series, which is a TV series that we're launching this year, which you have the opportunity to get involved in too.
People want to be the best, become the best, learn from the best. That's why in 2021, The Best You TV will bring you its new TV series that will feature the top and the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Coming soon to The Best You TV.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll play a few more commercials just after I invite my other guest that I have here now. The next guest I'm going to bring along, her name is Smita Joshi. Smita is going to be involved in the Best Mentors. And Smita is a life coach and a leader of personal transformation programs, freelance TV presenter, interviewing gurus, entrepreneurs, and politicians. She's a devoted practitioner and certified yoga instructor. I actually haven't seen you, Smita, for quite a few years, so I'm actually very excited about seeing. Hey, Smita, how are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. Lovely to see you, Bernardo.
Lovely to see you, darling. Listen, obviously, when last time you saw me, I had hair and it was all black and relatively long, and now I've aged, but you look younger. So, Smita, what are you doing?
So as you know, I've written a trilogy called the Karma and Diamonds trilogy, and that is a journey of self-discovery across continents and lifetimes. It's really about finding the inner you amidst life's chaos, and it's really a story, my own story, but it reads like, sometimes they say fact is stranger than fiction. I would say this is definitely the case, and the books prove it. So what I've been doing is all the things that you just mentioned, but also during lockdown, we've recorded about 30 amazing meditations to go with the books and just stand on their own. And so it takes the journey for the person reading the books into a really deep personal experience. So I've been doing some of that, but also really just, working on myself as well, because I do believe that everything is, when you talk about purpose, but I think our purpose really is about connecting to what I call the inner diamond, and hence the title Karma and Diamonds is one aspect of the diamonds. So really, for me, the passion is about really connecting to that inner voice, connecting to, and whatever is in the way. So I'm currently creating a course called Tame Your Mind Monkeys, because essentially that's what everything comes down to. If you think about it, once we can master all the noise in our head, which tells us we can't do this or can't have that or be that or whatever, and also really get complete with aspects of our past that keep us from being in the present and actually creating a future which is free from the past, then I think, that's really the journey, and that's the purpose. I mean, you can go ahead and make lots of money if you like. You can, have beautiful relationships, and all these aspects are like the things that are the consequences of who you are being on the planet. And so that's kind of what I've been up to, and I'm looking forward to bringing out the course Tame Your Mind Monkeys. I'll tell you why I did that, because there's a very important text in yoga called Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And I had the privilege recently of editing it for one of the big gurus in India. This is the 7th version of the Yoga Sutras that I read. And there is just the second, it's a very, very powerful text. If you really want to know, how to be the greatest version of yourself, the best you, as it were, those sutras have it, but they're so coded that you can't actually, you need to really, dwell on them a little bit. So the second sutra says, Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And basically it tells you everything that you really need to know about life, which is yoga, in a sense, is really about, the purpose of life, bringing together the human being with the highest within, the highest aspect of yourself, and having those to become integrated in a way which is invisible. So it's a bit like the right hand and the left hand, there's a balance, the two walk each other. And so that the Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha is that sutra. It basically means, yoga, that coming together, the integration of the higher with the lower is really about conquering the ups and downs, the vrittis of the mind, the stuff of the mind. And that's really what my life is really about, that, and that everything I do arises out of that. So, well, I don't know what name to give myself.
Well, listen, you're a very knowledgeable and experienced, coach. You've worked with so many great people, and you're a phenomenal phenomenal mentor as far as I'm concerned, because you bring so much from so many years of so much background. So Smita, I'm very delighted to have you on this series. I'm going to invite you back in a minute. I want to invite a couple of the other guests that we got that have their shows as well. So I'm going to invite Pablo Rosero in a minute. And what I'd like to do is then after we bring Pablo, I think we've probably gone through everyone unless someone is actually going to be joining us. But I'm going to be bringing Pablo in a minute. And what I wanted to do was to basically say that Pablo is getting involved in the Best Mentors, in the Best series. So he's the CEO founder of Co-Creation Station and a mastermind aficionado and co-creator. Pablo managed successful web startup from almost 5 years in Ecuador before directing 5 startups simultaneously in the US while getting a master science degree in an accelerated program. Big tech companies have trusted his expertise like Disney, Interactive, Adobe, and Google. Pablo's life missions is now to help others discover their calling to do what they love and co-create with others for exponential growth and abundance for all. So Pablo Rosero.
Hey Bernardo, how's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Good. It's kind of dark. Lighting is not perfect, but super excited to be here. Very honored to be able to share how I think the vision of co-creation in this world is. And I just realized something very deep, and this has been a very fast thing. So I had a conversation with Jim, who is one of our co-creators, and we came up with this flow of the words that I put together. So please allow me. That basically what I wrote is that I have a team of people helping me accomplish my life, soul, purpose, and journey, and I feel absolutely blessed because of that. And I realized that they would help me optimize, because in a way, if we're here to work together in co-creation, what's beautiful about this is that we are already helping each other just with the natural challenges that come from working as a team. So we're doing both, like the business work and the soul work together. And from that, I'm understanding co-creation deeper as we also as a team start to understand it even more. And we have a growing tribe, an online tribe that is also starting to understand co-creation, and we're doing beautiful things together already. And for me, the 3 main things about co-creation is the win for you, the win for me, and the win that we both create together for everyone else. Because we desire the well that we wish to ourselves from our heart, soul, and mind, exactly the same to everyone else. And that is how we will create abundance in business as well, when you do things from your heart. So I invite everyone to also see us in Dollar Talks. I think it's January 17th at 1:30 p.m. US Eastern, and I'll be sharing as a panel with some of my team members some of these 3 principles of co-creation, and helping everyone get started with their journey of discovering their calling, which is just one of the 4 steps that we believe lead to ultimately the final one is exponential growth. But you can find out about the 2 in the middle, right, and all 4 of them as we share in the talk tomorrow. And you take the first step with us to discover your calling.
Well, Pablo, I'm very excited. Obviously, you're being from Ecuador, hablas español perfectamente, ¿no?
Sí, claro.
Well, I'm very excited to have another Latino. We've got content. We've got a couple of stages happening here at the Best You Expo. We've got the Miami stage. We've got Saturday and Sunday with a phenomenal lineup. But we also have content. We've got channel there for the Best You Latino. We're very excited. But Pablo, I'm delighted to have someone with your massive experience and knowledge, and with what you're bringing to be part of the Best Mentor series. So I want to thank you so much, Pablo. I'm going to invite you all in to just join me in a minute. But so thank you, Pablo. I'll ask you in a minute if that's okay. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to play 2 quick commercials. I want to play one around one for the best coaches, the best TV, and one for the best series. I want to play both of them. So it gives you a bit of a feel of kind of what we're doing. And then I'm going to invite all my guests. So we'll be back literally in about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. Thank you so much.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Are you in the personal development world trying to reach a larger audience? Are you a motivational speaker, an author, therapist, coach, or business guru tired of pushing out content with little results? Gain more clients and expand your business today. Get your show or content on The Best You TV.
People want to be the best, become the best, learn from the best. That's why in 2021, The Best You TV will bring you its new TV series that will feature the top and the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Coming soon to The Best You TV.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with The Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
Hey, welcome back. So basically, I wanted to invite my guests back and discuss kind of, just an informal conversation where we can share some ideas, expertise on what they feel, the coaching industry is like, the mentorship industry is like, what it is to become an author. And, and I suppose encouraging people to take a step forward like they have. So if you want to join me all, just bring you all in and we can just literally throw a few ideas around. Well, thank you, all of you. First of all, I want to thank you all so much for being here today. And so I know that we have Barbie and we also have Pablo speaking at the Best You Expo. And Anna, you're speaking as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Well, what I wanted you to do is, if you don't mind, for those of you that are speaking, would you share, please, when you're actually speaking? So then we can invite people to obviously come and see you. Barbie, go ahead.
I'm speaking Saturday, January 16th at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time on the Master Mentors and Influencers stage.
Brilliant. Okay, great. And then, Anna, when are you speaking?
I'm speaking Saturday also at the Master Mentors and Influencers at 2 p.m. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then, Christopher?
I'm not speaking at this event this weekend.
Oh, you're not speaking this weekend? Okay, great.
No, I'm not.
I think we had Pablo, but Pablo is not here at the moment. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, listen, guys, so let me ask you, for example, Barbie, with what you do, and obviously, you are going to be part of speaking. How, I know you're very busy, and I know you're obviously in all sorts of platforms. So what have you done in this period in order to kind of stay at the forefront and connect with more people? What have you been doing?
Taking massive action. 2020 was completely the year of saying yes to absolutely everything by going onto your Zoom calls and going on to Vishen Lakhiani's Zoom calls. They ended up parlaying into invitation to Lisa Nichols' Zoom calls, to Jim Quick's Zoom calls, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So every single thing that you were on, everybody needed an audience. So people were saying, hey, come on into my summit, come on into here, etc. So it was such a rich opportunity to watch all these different prominent people around the world who are pivoting in the way that they were doing their business and how they did it. And that's the part about where ultimately partnering with the Best You, love your philosophy. And so to me, this was a perfect, this was just a perfect segue. And then when you added David Fagan last week, and it was basically the top talent JV with the showcase, again, it was like, I'm already there. I'm already on the freeway. I already picked that lane. I don't have to do anything extra. My intuitive higher self picked that all in advance. So to me, that's just so exciting in the sense of where massive action is the most important thing that you need to take. And it's like, I have an appointment book, and that is my Bible. If it's written down in my appointment book, you don't deviate from it. You don't take days off. You don't just go hang out and just say, I don't feel like doing it. The bottom line is that at this moment, you're building and you're investing in yourself to become the best version of yourself.
Stop it.
Because as you said, there's more than billions of dollars that are available for personal growth.
Well, thank you. And I think one of the things that is important to point out there as well is I think it's a time of partnerships. You know, I think if anything, and I've really, because obviously we've had to transition quite quickly from running very big live events where obviously it was 90% of our revenue. We transitioned very quickly into, you know, becoming more of what we've been for quite some time, which is a global but multi-platform brand. You know, we have a magazine, you know, we've got an online platform, we've got the TV, you know, we obviously have the opportunities for people to list their courses on the Best You online. And we've got the Best You Expo and the TV and the store. So I think one of the things for us was to really message and tell everyone, say, look, you know, you use our brand, because at the end of the day, it's with that power of association, of working, of collaborating, of doing things together. And that's why I think the highlight for me of creating these TV series is about the potential partnership opportunities, the potential relationships that can occur from this, where hopefully you will all work with each other, help each other, support each other. And obviously, you know, you take advantage of the brand. I mean, you know, it's taken us a long time, to build the brand, and we spend a lot of money. And I really encourage each and every one of you, and I mean you, and I mean those of you that maybe haven't taken a step forward, to take advantage of the platform, because, you know, there's no need to really reinvent the wheel and what we're trying to do. And that's why I'm excited about conversations like maybe, for example, with Arif, you know, who has very great contacts in the Middle East. And hey, could we take the Best You Expo over there? You know, I've got Sirisha, who's in India. We're talking about, could we take the Best You Expo over there? Today, I'm having a conversation with Crystal about doing the Best Youth Expo. So, you know, we're looking at ample and different opportunities where we could literally build on each other, and work and support and help each other. And obviously, the idea with the TV is to reach a lot more people. So, Arif, tell me, with you in particular, what has changed? How have you transitioned? What have been the key learning points in 2020 for 2021?
Thank you, Bernardo. And it's phenomenal joining all these amazing people who are going to change the world of tomorrow. Something amazing happened. Like in 2020, we all struck something. We never had a plan when we initiated the January 2020. Somehow things went off track. Now, it hit me, and it hit all of us unprepared. But yes, as we all, as Bobby mentioned, that we tried to pivot things around us. I did in my own way, and I managed to finish my 7th book, which was just launched on the 1st of January, and Made in Crisis. So the book's name is Made in Crisis, and it seems that crisis, the theory, the ultimate outcome is that crises are not bad, because they can actually wake us up. They can help us get the best out of ourselves, and at the same time, they stump us sometimes because we are not ready for them. But at the same time, they do us a favor, because in the moment of truth, we are able to exactly calibrate what our life, our purpose, and our higher goal is all about. So yes, what I did in 2020, I pivoted around this angle, finished my 7th book, and also launched a big campaign, which is 1 million meals campaign. That was my philanthropic angle. We served the NHS in the UK and England, Wales, Scotland, hundreds and thousands of meals for the NHS staff, doctors, and vulnerable people. So for me, it was an expression where I asked myself what this crisis means to me, what it brings in terms of opportunities, what it brings in terms of reflections. And at the same time, I tried my best to serve the people around myself who were vulnerable and who needed a pat on the back or probably a hot meal.
Well, that's very kind of you, and I think that's kind of that's just lovely, and I think that's hopefully ultimately what personal professional growth should be really about, is how can we really make a big difference on the planet. I think teaching and helping others to become better individuals to make the world a better place. I mean, one of the emphasis is like, you look at global warming, you look at slavery, you look at people who are hungry, water, the lack of water, there's just so many concepts and things that we need to address. And I really hope that as far as the brand is concerned, we really start creating more awarenesses around these NGOs and around these nonprofits and how we can all help and be of service, not only just simply, getting that book out there and writing. So well done for you, Arif. So thank you so much. Anna, for you, obviously, the next chapter is in motion, is in place now. What have you learned and what are you sharing more of, if anything?
Well, it's interesting because I realized, in fact, this morning, because I posted, sorry, my throat is, I posted the promotional material that you sent me, and I received so many amazing messages in Facebook of all the people that I had been mentoring and working with. And I realized that this is something that I do naturally. I've been mentoring people and coaching people informally all through my life. And the messages that I received were amazing. All these people saying, you changed my life. You were my life coach. You were, and I said, well, so it sort of confirmed that where I want to go is the way to direct my next chapter. And in 2020, I think one of the things that I liked about 2020 is that the COVID-19 brought us all to a level field. It was a level playing field. There were no, the virus would actually not discriminate between, very humble people, or we had presidents, we have princes, we had prime ministers, all at risk and actually contaminated with the virus. So it brought us all as an international community to a level playing field. And I think that's an amazing opportunity where we can all build up together as an international community. Take advantage of this opportunity brought about by the virus and really work together on having a better world.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely, Ana Teresa. If we could mute everyone who's not actually speaking, that would be great. Thank you so much. So I wanted to ask Smita. Smita, what does it take to become a good mentor, in your opinion?
Well, it's really interesting to, Bernardo, listen to the other speakers in terms of what they've been doing in 2020. And I think, as Anna just said, one of the things is really very much about, getting, like, using your crisis. And in fact, Arif has even written a book about how crisis can be so great. I think what good mentorship is about is actually using every opportunity there is, and especially you come out of those crisis situations where you really see what you're made of. And in my opinion, a good mentor is somebody who has actually experienced stuff and not just, I learned it from a book. It's more about personal experience and really discerning and sort of assimilating all of what those situations have taught you in order that you can share them with somebody else. So, and it's the same thing when you're writing a book. So when I was writing Karma and Diamonds, it has been an Amazon bestseller. And one of the things that people have said again and again on the reviews is that they couldn't put the book down. And the reason for that is because they see themselves in it. So what a good mentor is able to do is to take what they've got for themselves, what they've learned, and they're able to frame it in a way that is useful to other people. So it's not about them. It's really about how is something going to be, how can something be, so for example, a very esoteric subject like, connecting to this thing that all of the Indian Shastras, the Indian, or probably any other culture, sacred texts talk about, is all about who you are. Who are you? And that essence of who you truly are is a very, why there are such a massive pantheon of books and texts and gurus, and yet people can't seem to really get the essence of what they're talking about for themselves in a way that can actually, make a difference now in the material world, is because you've got to be able to get it. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying that there is this thing about being able to take the most difficult or the most esoteric thing there is to teach or to get, and then share it in a way that is immediately useful to other people. And that's, in my view, what a good mentor is about.
Absolutely. And I'll take with that, obviously, having someone that has, some kind of experience or a proven track record. I think a lot of the time is, again, I was talking about previously about, partnering up, working with other people, supporting, helping each other, which I think, is becoming more obvious, I think, to everyone, because, we can all exchange services, support, especially at a time where maybe finances might be a little bit tighter. But then on the other hand, I also think it's getting the right mentor, getting the right coach. I think a lot of people are trying to do it on their own. And there's so much people that are so generous with their time and have massive, phenomenal expertise that has, the experience to help you and to fast forward you and see things in you that you probably can't see yourself. That's what a good coach does. That's what a good mentor does. And again, I really reach out to anyone that inspires you, anyone that you think, I'd love to work with them. Find out, hey, listen, everyone has or might be able to be open to coach, mentor, support you, or hey, listen, it might be as simple as reading the book. So I really recommend that you do that. Christopher, what is it that you feel are the biggest pointers? Because, I think when we're all going through COVID last year in March, and we're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be a bit tough for the next couple of months. And here we are 1 year later, and we still got to get vaccinated, and everyone's in triple, quadruple lockdown. Oh my God, we still have another, quite a few months till things start becoming a little bit normal. So what are you sharing out there to keep people, going and motivated?
Yeah, absolutely. I forget what tier we're in now, even how many tiers we have in the UK. But it's really about not looking backwards. If we look backwards, then we're just going to repeat the same mistakes we've repeated before or done before. So it's about moving into a new paradigm, if you like. We are not going to be able to return to the way we were doing things before. So we have to take all the lessons that came out of 2021 and the epidemic and use those to our advantages and just move forward with, an open mind to say, I'm ready to embrace whatever new normal is going to be out there. So I think, what we were saying here before about mentorship, you have to show up and be recognized the way that you want the world to be. So be the change you want to see in the world. And it really being able to go into 2021 and know that we are going to experience something new. And this thing is not going to go away for quite a while yet. And just embrace the fact that, yes, everybody's it's challenging for a lot of people, but we don't have to attach ourselves to the fear, and really just allow ourselves to move through the motions of this experience. And I build my entire practice on the ideas of just compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, and gratitude, and showing up in every single experience and practicing those four kind of tenements and being able to go forward with that, because then you allow yourself to clear out fear, you allow yourself to clear out any of those negative feelings, emotions, energies that exist, and really see things with clear eyes and be able to take the gifts that these kind of big challenges present to us.
Absolutely. Everything happens for a reason, and embrace what you have. Go with the flow. Welcome change. See change as your best friend. A lot of people see change as a challenge, but see change as your best friend. Well, listen, I think it was actually David talking about, I've been giving my book away throughout the whole weekend. Anyone that registered, it's called The Question, Find Your True Purpose. And the whole idea around it is ask yourself empowering questions. If you ask yourself empowering questions, how amazing is this going to be? How can I become better? How can I become stronger? What can I learn from this? Consciously and unconsciously, you're going to start finding, the reasons why and the solutions for anything and everything that life throws at you. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to invite Pablo quickly just to give us his feedback on what he's doing as far as obviously helping and supporting each other. And what is he seeing? What are you seeing, Pablo, as far as the changes in this in what's happened? Because I think a lot of the times I explain to people that sometimes they probably aren't really appreciating how much the world is changing in front of our eyes. I mean, if we didn't have COVID, probably it would have taken 5 or 6 years minimum, maybe 3 or 5 years, for everything that is happening to happen. Communications, everything that's happening is happening for a reason. So, Pablo, well, what do you think? What are your thoughts regarding that?
So, strangely enough, for me, it has been relatively easy to just focus on starting this wonderful project of co-creation with others, because in a way, I knew that there wasn't any loss, that this was an opportunity for the world to get more connected, for everyone to come together, for things like this to emerge and become even bigger. So just listening to all of you, and listening to some of my internal team members on Co-Creation Station, and to some of the tribe members that really believe and understand and see the possibilities of that exponential growth we propose, that is the end of the journey, and hopefully even more, right? In abundance for all, simply starts by finding your calling, right? What are you here to offer in the world, right? And that is absolute abundance when everyone works from the heart to create a better world together, because there's no competition, there's no lack, no anything, right? All the terrible things happening, right? Like we're like literally running out of water, like Bernardo quickly mentioned earlier, but we can absolutely change that because it's all in here. It's all in here. And if we can actually come together, as I believe we can, right, in this new coming age, that is already here, then we can absolutely do it all. And that is what I'm proposing with Co-Creation Station, to bring everyone together to work in abundance from the heart and just help each other, right? And yeah, beautiful things are happening. And this painting actually is a co-creation by one of our tribe members, Cara Mayo. So she's very talented, and this is the energy that she painted for our holiday party. And a lot of people would agree that is something beautiful being born, something emerging. So really love this painting, and it's the welcome image our members get when they join our online tribe. That is also grown with people that deeply understand the concept that is about all of us, really.
I love it, Pablo, and I'm up for it. Count me in. I think kind of where I really want to take the brand is into this new paradigm, as you've been mentioning, Christopher, of the reality of addressing the real problems of the world and putting all the biggest minds together in finding solutions, and it starts with education, it starts with reaching people, it starts with connecting with as many people as possible. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to play a very quick commercial. We're going to play just something related to the Best You TV and the Best You TV series. We'll play those two quick commercials. We're going to come back and you're going to leave us with some last words before we go on to the next guest. So thank you so much. We'll be back in a minute.
People from all over the world are seeking inspiration, looking for answers, looking for ways to become the best version of themselves. And The Best You is launching in 2021 the Best TV series, a place where we will feature the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Leaders in their own rights, innovators, influencers, inspirers of the 21st century. Coming soon to The Best You TV.
So what I wanted to ask you guys is, what would you like to leave us with? Just let's try and keep it with a sentence, please. So as far as you're concerned, because every one of you will have an episode in the TV, what would be the emphasis that you want to make when it comes across when you present yourselves? Because it's going to be an interview where we highlight you, where we feature you, where we talk about obviously your career and where you're going and your vision of where the world will be going, and personally how you can help people. Just leave us with a sentence that could define kind of how you can really help people. Christopher, let's start with you.
Yeah, really just gain the courage, muster up the courage to step into your greatness and do what you're supposed to be doing. Find your passion and just move into that greatness. And then everything will open up from there.
Brilliant. Congratulations. Christopher, how can people find you?
thealchemyexperience.co.uk.
Perfect. Great. You've got a new podcast as well you just launched?
Yeah, the same name, The Alchemy Experience, and we're on the typical ones, Apple, Google, Spotify, etc.
Christopher, thank you so much for your support. Take care and see you soon. Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Anna, what would you like to leave us with? Leave us with a sentence that can define kind of what you're going to be doing to make this world a better place.
Okay, I'm an engineer by background, so I can be very concise. Don't just change something, evolve it.
I love it. I love it, Anna. And I love what you're bringing, your massive experience, obviously, within, the great work you've done over the years. I love the fact that you're also bilingual. So, Anna, I'm excited, delighted to have you. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Anna, how can people find you?
Oh, yes. No, can I say something quickly?
Yes, please.
When you were talking about the global changes, I mean, I think globally because I've been working at the UN for so long. But the way to really make change is to work together. When Paolo was talking about co-creation, I think one of the best things we can do is establish not only co-creation schemes, but also synergy, so we can actually make a difference. Right now, we're in the process of having my landing page. Basically, in the meantime, just through my email. So it's anateresadengo@gmail.com. Everything else is in work in progress.
And you'll be on the Best You TV page as well very soon. Ana Teresa, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Leave us with something.
One thing is for you to fall in love with yourself, reanimate the dreams that you thought had died within you, and become the VIP of your own life. That is my mission. That is what I want to offer to people. We need to have self-love. That is one of the most important things that allows you to manifest the change that you want to see in the world.
I love that. I love that. Self-love. Someone was saying the other day as well, which I love as well, let's get it done in 2021. So yeah, absolutely. Self-love. Arif, what are you going to leave us with?
Well, I would actually refer to the book Made in Crisis, and I would leave you with the sentence saying, never waste a crisis. Every crisis actually is a great opportunity. As in Chinese, actually, that's what most people find really intriguing. The word crisis means both of things. It's a crisis, and at the same time, it's an opportunity. So as Mao used to say, that there's great chaos under the skies, and this is such an excellent time. So this is such an excellent time to challenge yourself, to change yourself, to be the best version. And that's what that relates to my coaching, that is actually placing the thought leaders at their most influential and authoritative position. So that's what I intend to continue doing in 2021 and with your support and all of these amazing people.
Arif, thank you so much. How can people find you?
Well, they can find me at madeincrises.com or my personal website. This is Arifanis, ARIFANIS.com.
Perfect. Arif, thank you so much. Bobby, you didn't leave your contact details. How can people contact you, find you?
Christopher made me a beautiful website. So you can go on to youareamazing.online, spelled exactly like it sounds.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Bobby. Pablo, Smita, sorry, we need to rush you. So please give us something quickly because we got to jump on. So go ahead, Smita.
Find the inner you amidst life chaos and sparkle and shine, basically. Tap into the inner diamond, sparkle and shine. That's really what it comes down to.
Perfect. Smita, how can people find you?
SmitaJoshi.com, YouTube, Smita Joshi, self-discovery channel, Facebook, same name, everywhere the same name.
Boys and girls, smart, shine and sparkle, just like Smita. Thank you. Pablo, what are you going to leave us with?
I'm just going to leave you with acknowledging Christopher and Barbie that I know lightly from online tribes that we share. So it's great to see them. And I also want to offer Anna Teresa an example of our web development co-creation in which we would do it together as an online call, and we help other people learn as we actually make a website. You get a website, we get an interactive event for our tribe, and people get to learn, right? Speaking of the 3 wins of co-creation, right? So I would love to do that with you, Teresa. So I will send you an email for that.
Brilliant. Well, thank you all. I'm delighted, honored to have you with us on the Best You TV. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching. And we're going to play a quick commercial and we'll be back in a few minutes. So thank you so much. Hi, it's Bernardo Moya. I'm the founder of The Best You. I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of the best you. The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Why? Because everyone wants to become the best version of themselves. The well-being industry is massive, but there isn't a place where you could connect with everyone, a place where speakers, authors, leaders could share their expertise, and a place where people that are looking, seeking, interested in finding that knowledge for them to connect. So the Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. And what we have is we have a variety of products and services. Our first thing is the Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Additionally to that, because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. Additionally to that, the Best You magazine with interviews with world leaders and experts on any and every subject related to personal and professional growth. And one of the most exciting projects that we're involved in now is the Best You Legacy Clubs. This will become the biggest, largest network for people in personal, professional growth. The Best You is now the fastest growing personal development platform on the planet. And the reason being is because we literally cater for anyone and everyone's needs in the well-being industry. Look, the difference between this event and any other event that you've seen out there is that the Best You has a very clear purpose. Our purpose is to help individuals find ultimately what they're here for, what their legacy is going to be. But we only really work with like-minded individuals. We work with people that believe in the same kind of values that we have. And that is that personal and professional growth is about helping others, not only helping yourself, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of that. There's all these events which are literally sales fest. We're not that. If that's what you're looking for, you need to go elsewhere. But if you're interested in working with a brand that has a phenomenal reputation, that is only working with the best, I hope you join us, because this is it.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the best you, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend